Right, everybody, this is Brother Will, aka Quiet Storm, and this is week 36 of our 52-week challenge. We're moving right along, man. This year is really flying by. Tonight, I'm going to go back to something very simple, a basic instruction, if you will, about it all starts with the Word. So the topic tonight is it starts with the Word. And I'm going to go back right there to the beginning. Genesis 1 and 3. And God said, when he was speaking the world and everything into existence, he said, and God said, let there be light. And God said, let there be, different things like that. And the things that he said, they came to pass. Now also there in Genesis, one of the things that God said, he said, let us make man in our own image and our own likeness. Tonight I'm going to emphasize more on being in the likeness of God and being able to speak things into existence, if you will, or speak seed, because in the parables and in the Gospels it tells you that the word is a seed. So we're going to be talking about speaking and how everything starts with a word. All right, so back to Genesis 1 and 3 where it says, and God said, and everything that he said came to pass. Like I said, now we know that we're made in his image and his likeness. So to a certain extent, we can do what he did. Of course, we're not God, but there's certain attributes and certain things that he's given us. All right. And you can look at even in the life of Jesus when he said, I can only do that which I've seen my Father do in heaven. And also in John, I think it's chapter 1, but in the beginning of the Gospel of John, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So there again, we're looking at the Word, right? I know everybody heard it quoted said that life and death is in the power of the tongue. That's Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. I like this translation that I have down here. It says the tongue has the power of life and death in it. So when we're speaking stuff out, it can either produce life or it produces death. All right. Perfect example. Now I know the scriptures also say that out of the same mouth can't come forth blessings and curses. But we have to keep also in mind the context. All right. So give you a couple examples of even what Jesus did. Now, take a look at how he spoke life and he spoke death. There's a parable where he talks about this fig tree. I'm not going to get into the whole parable about the fig tree, but basically the fig tree pretended like it had fruit and it didn't. And Jesus spoke a word and cursed it. He said, no man will eat from you again. Right? He cursed it and he just kept it moving. When he spoke that word, that cursed word, that was a seed, and that fig tree withered up and died when it came back. But now also, just to show you where he speak life, there was a man named Lazarus who was dead for like 4 days. They was like, man, he already started stinking, he already started rotting. But God spoke a word. He said, Lazarus, come forth. And though he was dead, he came back to life. So that's an example or illustration of how life and death is in the power of the tongue, and everything starts with the word. So even in your lives, because we are made in God's image and his likeness, mainly his likeness, we also, when we speak things, that's the beginning of it. That's where it starts. It starts with what we speak out of our mouth. As far as manifesting, because we know it starts in our heart, because the word tells us out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So that's why when certain things come out of your mouth, it's been rooted in your heart for a while, and it just comes out. So once it comes out of your mouth, it releases a certain power. It releases something in the atmosphere. In a sense, it releases that same power that God operated in when he said, let there be. So that's why we want to be careful with the words that we speak and everything that we say, because when we say this, whether it be positive or negative, it's almost like you're saying, well, let it be. Like when God said, let there be, everything starts with that word. All right? So again, this is Brother Will. Just a real brief message for you tonight. Everything starts with the word. Be careful what you speak. Speak life instead of death, when appropriate, because there are certain situations and certain things that you have to speak death to. You can speak death to areas of sin and things that shouldn't be in your life. You speak death to those things, and then you speak life to the things that you want to see grow and prosper and produce fruit in your life. All right, so again, this is week 36, Brother Will. I look forward to seeing you again on week 37. All right, God bless.